The hottest anime tower defense game, Anime Expeditions, has been out now for a few days, and you've probably completed everything you realistically need to do, but you're probably wondering, there's surely some secrets in this game, or how do I get some gold? How do I grind trade rerules for the next update that's coming soon, and it's actually looking pretty crazy, and what do I do? Well, hey, don't worry, because I got you, and you might want to stay to the end, because I'm actually going to show you a tiny task, a very simple, just like 10-15 second tiny task to actually 100% the Expedition game mode. And you don't even have to touch it yourself. So make sure you like, you subscribe, and let's get on with the video. Alright, we're here in Anime Expeditions, and as the intro said, you've all probably done most of the stuff you need to do in this game, and you're probably wondering, what the frick do I do now? Well, we're gonna start off simple, and then we're gonna get a little more crazier as we go on, right? So something very simple right now is you just want to come over here to play. If you're wondering how you're getting gems, you're just gonna come over here, Kings 2, you're gonna go to Mastery, you're gonna select it. Oh, actually, hold on. Let me actually show you why. So if you want to grind gems, this is the best way. Click Mastery. As you can see, I have 1 minute 44 clear time. It's not the fastest. I could do it way faster, alright, but like a 10-second difference doesn't really matter to me all that much in the grand scheme of things. But you may be asking yourself, why am I doing this specifically, this stage? Well, because it's a boss rush stage. And if you know anything about boss rush stage, these waves go by instantly fast, right? So we're just gonna place our farms down, whoopee, yippee, here we go. I mean, it's wave 2 already, right? You can see it's just bosses, like nothing. So you just want to bring, your best units you can bring, someone very easy, someone very light. Oh, I forgot about my, my settings. But, like, technically, all I need to do is I just need to place down, like, 2 Senkus, place down Megumi, and then just, like, hit auto upgrade on them, and that's it. And I beat the stage in, like, a minute. Now, I could use, like, Frieren, right? She's a little bit cheaper, and because she has the 1.5 type advantage, right? So technically you do want to use Frieren. I just use Megumi because right now of the event going on, which I can't show in here, so we do need to go back to lobby. That's the only reason I've been using Megumi. Use Frieren, 100%, all the time, right? So that's how you grind gems. It's very easy. You can get 80k, like... You probably get more than 80k in a day, depending how fast you clear it. It's super fast. That's why I have 90. This is one night, by the way. 94k. This is one night that I've only grinded it. I need to grind more. I've just been busy with a lot of other games, and so I do apologize. But that's how you get gems, right? You can max ascend your characters, right? You summon, you get trade rerolls off of the shinies. Then you can earn gold, and then you can come in here. You can, buy some. You also get XP food. Like I have 1,000 of this. You'll get XP food for all your units. Easy. You can even get some of this. You get some stat locks, equipment locks, right? Like all of this is great. I always forget about this. So that's how you can get gems. That's a little way you can get rerolls and stuff of that nature, and a little bit of gold. And I mean, player XP is also good, right? Because you gotta get level 250 for the index, right? The raid is nothing special though, unfortunately. Like this restocks. So you gotta do the raid a little bit, but like, I mean, that's kind of whatever. But now, let's go on to, the event, right? So the reason is this. This is the event, right? Elemental Front sweeps across, bathing every battlefield in a single dominant power, leaving enemies vulnerable to the favorite elements, right? Applies to all non-comp game modes, which includes the story, dark. All enemies are weak to dark. That's one reason I'm using Megumi, but like, I mean, Frieren is just obviously better, as you saw by the multipliers. I will not deny that. Like I said, I just throw out Megumi just because. But the biggest way to earn gold and resources is, of course, the expedition. Everything is expedition-wise, so I'm just going to go ahead. We're going to add some fuel. Right, we got some geodes, very cool. We come here. We're just going to spam click, right? Oh, I can hold it. I always forget. You can just hold it. 41 geodes. Bam. I got only 1 trade crystal. But I mean, you mainly get it for this, right? The rolls and the locks. That's what you do it. I do need to upgrade it, but I need this. As you can see, I have 1,400 cursed timber. We'll get there. We'll get there. And then the next, this is actually the important one right here. Look at this, 228k gold. That's just for like half of what I did. You put 100 fuel in this, dude. In 8 hours, dude, you're gonna earn a lot. That's not even upgraded, dude. By the way, like I haven't upgraded this. I'm working on completing the expedition game mode myself right now. So that is a huge way that you get extra resources, right? That's how you get a bunch of gold. Is your gold mine. So you want to do this. You want to get this first. Well, you want to get this like second to third, technically, right? Like you can get this quest board. Honestly, though, it's not that crazy. But like, you kind of got a weekly more. But you want to get this level 2. You need to get this level 2. your equipment, right? Because this is the next thing we're going to touch on, equipment. So obviously you build this, you get reroll, you can, just choose like something like this, right? You got your logs, you got your rerolls, you get your reroll stats, like, oh wow, look at that. But the important thing is you getting level 2. Now, level 3 is kind of whatever because you're just scrapping equipment. That kind of doesn't... You're probably just going to get equipment scraps out of this, which is worthless because you get so much playing the Expeditions game mode. But you need level 2 for forging equipment. Because you may be asking yourself, you see people making equipment guides and being like, how do they get this equipment? I don't see it in the story mode. I don't see it in the raid. I don't see it anywhere. Well, that's because it's all in here. That's right. The Warrior's Axe, 3 Swords from the Staff of Chaos, the Finger, Raid Cape, the Katana, the Enhanced one, I should say, the Dragon Hilt, the Bamboo, Curse equipment. You can only get this from here. You can also make unit equipment. However, you have to have gotten... You have to index it first, which means you have to get it off the story mode before you can actually craft it. Because I was going to try to craft Dofi's equipment, but it said I didn't index it, so I had to go get it. So, this is where all the equipment stuff is. Now, I'm not going to make an equipment guide for every character in the game right now, but I'll give you kind of a rundown, like Warrior's Axe. This is kind of whatever. You could use this on like a couple characters, like Diane maybe or something. That'll work for her. 3 Swords from Hell. You want this on Kenpachi. This is great on Kenpachi, alright? Staff of Chaos, magical damage, and SPA. This is kind of whatever. You can throw this on. It's not going to be the best of help, but it does help. And this is physical damage and range, just kind of whatever. The Shinigami Sword, you actually do want this on Kenpachi as well. Because it's amazing because the passive increases your damage, and he's full AoE. I mean, you could also throw this on like other characters too. Like the equipment passive is just still nice. You want this on Yuta because it increases the bleed DOT. Yuta's a bleed unit. I mean, you can also use this on any other bleed unit, right? But obviously Yuta right now is the best with Forsaken, and he does bleed. Raid Cape, this one's kind of whatever. The Slingshot, this is for range. You can make some arguments here and there, maybe like who you want to put it on, like maybe Gowther just for the range, or like maybe a support unit, right? So right now, no one really benefits crazy from this equipment, but you can use it on someone if you really want to, if you just want some range. The Magic Orb, which is alright. The Magic Book, 5 to 20% magical damage. You definitely want this on Frieren, or just any magical unit in general. It's very good, like 20%, if you can roll that. Whoo. Now it does take, yellow spirit orbs. All these equipment, if you've noticed, have taken some type of evolution material. They all take 10. I wish they took 5, not 10. But it's alright. The kunai, which you can get from the story. Katana, you can get from the story. Now, this is the enhanced katana. You want to put this on Yuta, because Yuta's a crit. You want Forsaken, trade on Yuta. I know I have Primordial down here. I haven't rolled it off, and I don't really care to roll it off, but maybe I will. But you want this because he's a crit damage unit. The Elf Suitcase. You can also put this on Frieren. But, I mean, you could maybe, you could give her, SPA instead. It just kind of depends, right? Do you want the extra range or do you want the SPA? The Dragon Hilt. This is also crit damage. You can use these two on Yuta if you want. The Red Finger is also kind of nice for the DOT. It's kind of pick and choose your own, little adventure, right? It's kind of whatever you want to do. This is just SPA. I mean, you could just throw this on a unit if you want. I don't know anyone that really uses this, that benefits crazy. This, however, this is crazy. I know it says range, but the passive, though. Every time this unit uses an active ability, reduce the active ability cooldown by 1 to 2% up to 10. Now, you want this on Gowther. Right, you want it on Gowther because if you don't know what Gowther does, he's the best support unit in the game right now. He's also fantastic DPS, which I need to get Unbound on him. But the reason for that is this unit ability. On activation, rewind all enemies in range for 2 seconds, has a 30-second cooldown. I mean, you lower that cooldown, guess what? They're going to go down more as well. I mean, that's beautiful. That's amazing. And then obviously you have everyone's equipment passive. Now, here's another little secret that maybe you didn't know about this. I know this may not be the most, flowy guide, and then I'm kind of just going into everything as easy and as natural. I understand, we sometimes want to make guides, they're kind of all over the place. I don't understand them. But we're going to do this now because, unfortunately, I'll have to put a picture, hey, editor, put a picture on here. But Inumaki, let me just grab Inumaki real quick. So, Salmon Sorcerer, Inumaki, his unique equipment actually has 2 different equipment passives. So, I guess I should probably just take it off of him right now. So, as you can see, Inumaki right now, if we view his passive, Unit passive Crumble Away. Apply 20% slow on all upgrades. Sure, that's not bad. However, if we go to his equipment, I have two of them because I was trying to show it, but this equipment passive is Crumble Away Inverse. Apply slow based on the current attack. Explode 65%, blast away 50, twist is 35, and crush is 20%. Now I put a picture on screen of the other one, the other passive, which is just Crumble Away. It doesn't say Inverse, it just says Crumble Away. Now this is actually crazy because attacks apply slow based on the current attack. Explode is 20, blast away, twist, and crush. It increases, right? Hence why this is inverse. So what you actually want is you want the inverse. You want Crumble Away Inverse on Inumaki because this way you don't have to upgrade him. You just place him down and then bam, he's amazing. That's all you need. Right, you just leave him in like upgrade 1 or, whatever before he gets his next attack. And he's just going to hit you with the highest percentage of slow. It's amazing, right? So you want to keep an eye out for this. You need inverse. Remember that. Okay? Those are the light works, little things you can do daily. And I mean, obviously, you have challenge mode, right? Like you can do 10 for rerolls and gems. That's 30 rerolls a day. If you really want to do it every 30 minutes, that's kind of up to you. You want to make sure you do this on the weekends though. Because the weekends have Surge, which is double. They double this. So this is 60 rerolls a day. And this is actually, 20k gems a day? Because it's 2,000? It's really good. And then all of these are doubled as well. Which is crazy. Which will be very good for, crafting equipment. You can do this. I don't really do this one because I don't really care too much about that. But now, for the end of the video, I'm going to show you guys a very simple, tiny task for how to macro the game mode. Now listen, I'm not gonna sit here. I'm not gonna tell you bring this unit, bring that unit. I'm not gonna make your team for you. All right, this is your type of team. You make the team. You figure out what works best for you, right? But it's been a few days. I assume people have probably gotten like at least all the mythics and probably Kenpachi at bare minimum, right? So we're just gonna hop into the game mode. So you can do it on any difficulty you want. I always do difficulty 3, and that's probably what I'll do is difficulty 3 for anything. So we're gonna start stage. We're gonna go in. There's not gonna be like much editing in this at all, This is all just gonna be raw. You're just gonna watch me go in, do this, and show how I do it. There's not gonna be no cuts. Just that way you don't get confused on maybe like I make a small little cut and you're like, well, what happened? Did I do something wrong? Like, no. Alright, so we're in. You don't need to move, you don't need to do anything. So first, settings, right? Here we go. These are my settings. You have auto skip waves, auto vote start, auto retry. Those are the ones you mainly want on, alright? The rest of it kind of doesn't matter, it's whatever. Now, for your units, this is what you want to have on, right? Auto place phantoms, right? Because so it'll place your units when you have enough yen. You want strict phantom placements because you want to place them in the order, or you want to, summon them in as they were placed, right? So if I place Yuta down and then I place a farm, it'll place Yuta first and not the farm, even though I have enough yen for the farm. You want to have auto upgrade placed units because you're not going to open your unit manager. You're gonna place them down and they're just gonna auto upgrade on their own. You don't have to touch anything. So strict auto upgrade priority, you want to make sure because when your farms get placed, they're going to be upgraded first, then your units. Prioritize phantom placement. So this makes it so that way it places all your units first, then it starts upgrading. You're not going to place your farm down and then it's going to upgrade your farm to max and then place your Yuta down that you have like queued up. It'll place Yuta down first, then work on your farm. And you can do auto abilities as always because, right, some people have abilities, you just want to use them. My UI scale is 1.1. I turned it up to 1.1 for something specific. But you can just leave this on 1, it doesn't really matter. Now here we go. So this is what we're gonna do. You know the classic, right? We're gonna look down, we're gonna zoom out. So alright, here you go. So see this little diamond right here? This may change depending on like your graphics or whatever, right? Like maybe my graphics I'll turn on low detail mode or whatever. Okay, whatever. But you see this little diamond in the front of the payload, right? You want to make the continue button hover over it like this. Now, like I said, my UI is 1.1, so maybe it won't look exactly like how you guys have it. All right, there you go. So I believe it should be like this, where it's like half on one, right? So you can see like the top little half of the diamond and the continue button. You may be asking yourself, why do you need this specific placement? Well, because watch. So I'll zoom out like this, right? You can see the whole payload. I hit continue. Bam. Oh, my camera zoomed in automatically, right? And then if you lose the expedition or whatever, right, so we're gonna restart the match, bam, you're now like zoomed out. You don't want that, right? Because then you're not gonna be placing your units on the payload. You're gonna be like, your clicking is gonna be off. So you wanna make sure that you zoom it in like about this. You wanna hit continue. And as you can see, my camera didn't zoom in. My camera didn't zoom out. It stayed, and I just kind of like, my character just plopped down, right? So we're gonna hit restart. Bam, bam. Camera's the same, right? Right, I'll do it one more time. As you can see, the camera is essentially the same. It looks like it zooms in because your character like falls down a little bit. That's the only reason it looks like it zoom in. But you want that, right? So now, it's very simple. Alright, I'm actually gonna put my UI scale back to 1.1 because that's how I have my macro set up right now for it. So you're just gonna place your units down, right? So you're just going to do DPS, right? You're gonna place like a DPS down. It's kind of not on the very edge like this. Kind of just put it a little bit back, but you want to, put a DPS down. Put like a DPS down in the front, kind of like around here, and then you just place your farms down, and then just place the rest of your units down, right? So like I would place Kenpachi. Like I would put like, maybe we'll say like Yuta up front, right? We'll place like my farms like here, and then we'll place like Megumi, and then like maybe Freer in here, right? Now what you do is you're going to click right here, the right side of the continue button, because if you click the left side, it could kick you back to lobby, it could make you stop the run, it'll make you extract, right? You'll like click the extract button, and then it pops up a whole nother window, and then like you just don't get the rewards. You want to make sure you click the right side of the continue button, right? So, but first, I'm getting ahead of myself. I do apologize. I do have to mention before we actually start, there is a rare bug in the game where sometimes it'll bring up your units. Like it'll bring up your unit UI. So you place your units down, then you're gonna hit J. You're gonna click this little X up here a couple times, right? So that way it kind of, you know where the X is to close the like unit. I don't know why. It's just a rare bug where it opens up your units. And then if it does, it's very rare, but if it does, we can't get out of it unless you hit the X. So that's why we hit J, and then we click the X. So that way, if the bug does happen, it gets rid of it, right? So place our units down, hit J, click the red X. Now we're going to click the right side of continue, the right side, right here. And then you want to click like right here at the bottom of this continue, like somewhere around here. It's a little lenient, you don't have to worry about it, but like just somewhere like right around here. And then like, and then that's it. You just leave it running. That's the macro, so. I'm not going to show a full run, but I'm going to restart it, right? I'm going to hit F12, right? And as you can see, I already have my macro set up, right? So it's going to place, ooh, okay. DPS, the DPS. I could optimize this because I placed the farms last. But as you can see, it places on the phantoms. We press J, it clicks the X in case we get the bug. Right side of the continue. We hit the bottom part of the continue right under the E, because that's kind of like the spot that I just click. And it's just going to go. So now as time goes on, it's just going to, everyone is going to be placed. Everyone's going to be auto-upgraded. That's it. That's the end of the macro. That's it. Just a 10-15 second macro. That's it. And it'll work. Like I said, I'm not going to show the whole run. There's no point in showing the whole run because this is it. It'll work. It'll work. You'll always clear the first map. Now, if you don't have, like, I get it, you don't have Megumi, maybe then go grind the gems, right? Because, like, you can, like I said, you can get, like, 100k a day, 80k a day at least, bare minimum. Doing the Freer and story mode, the mastery, you can go get Megumi if you want to do that. If you don't want to use Megumi, because you don't have him, that's fine. Just figure out what works for you, Maybe you could just throw Gowther on then instead. You could throw on the Toy Maker, although Toy Maker won't help for the defense mission and the boss, so that's a little iffy. I probably wouldn't recommend that. So, yeah. And, I mean, that's it. So, thank you all so much for watching. This is kind of like little tips and tricks, your daily life in expeditions. I mean, this is how it's gonna go. I am, unironically, gonna go do the next map of expeditions because I gotta get the lush dirt or whatever it's called, right? So we're gonna close this. And, yeah. That's it. Thank you for watching.